Hello, fellow YouTubers. So, one of the comments I do see a lot in the community is that there are no tag videos anymore. And so I decided, tag videos deserve to have their spot by themselves, not necessarily in the community videos sometimes. And so when I see a tag video that seems interesting, I'm going to do a tag response to it. And today's is from ClassicGameHunter. I want to get it right because I keep thinking arcade. ClassicGameHunter's 2,000 subscribers special, and his tag is your top 3 arcade games ported to a system. And it's funny because when I walk around the house, I watch videos on my cell phone, and I was watching this video, and my wife pipes up and she lists to me her 3 top arcade games. And the first one was no surprise, by the way. My wife's favorite arcade game of all time is actually, well, this is Galaxian, but she actually likes Galaga. Galaga is her favorite arcade game of all time, so that's hers. Number 2 is one of my favorites too, but Centipede, which everybody remembers doing the whole trackball for this game. And her last one surprised me, because, well, this is Miss Pac-Man, but her last one was Baby Pac-Man, which was the pinball/arcade game, which to me was, when I first saw that, I saw it actually at a roller skating ring back in the 80s. I was completely blown away, and I thought it would be cool if other people did it, but I never really saw another machine like that. But here's my top 3 list. This is a hard list, especially if you play arcade games in the 80s, and the 90s, and in the 2000s. So I tied mine into memories. And the first one, or the number 3 on my list, is actually Mortal Kombat 2. This was my arcade game, and here's the Super Nintendo version. This was my arcade game of the 90s. I remember I was in the Navy at the time when this game came out. I remember I played Mortal Kombat 1 and I liked it, but like, man, if they just refined this thing, this game would be an awesome game. And when they announced 2 coming out, I was excited for it. And they had to be in the arcade the day that came in, and that game graphically blew me away. I just never seen an arcade machine leap in graphics and leap in, just better mechanics and everything like that. The only other game I can even think of would be Virtua Fighter 2. That was the only other game. Virtua Fighter 2 was the only other game I can remember that jumped so far graphically compared to the first one. And my friends and me, when I was in the Navy, Friday, Saturday night, there was a bowling alley / bar there on base, and tucked away in this little corner was about 12 arcade machines, and they had a Mortal Kombat 2 out where everybody could see it, and we would go there, get our big super caffeinated thing of pop, and just put our quarters out, and all night we would play Mortal Kombat 2. And even after the home version came out, we would play it in the arcade, and then go home to play it on the console. So I have a lot of fond memories of playing Mortal Kombat 2. Now my second one is actually Donkey Kong, not Donkey Kong Jr. When they first came out, I first played Donkey Kong. I liked it, but I didn't get into this game. Every summer growing up, about 10 years of my life, we would go to a campground, and in that campground, they would have, like everybody did in back in the 80s, an area just designated for arcade machines with a pool table, because that seemed to be a thing. You couldn't have an arcade machine without a pool table. And me and my friend at the campground, who I would see there every summer, we for some reason got into Donkey Kong, and we would play it. And how you'd play with friends, right? Each game would flip flop. One guy would just do usually a lot better than the other guy. You just, for some reason, that would happen. And I remember one day we were playing, and I just got on a roll, and I just kept playing. You just played. You knew you didn't understand the patterns like you do today at Donkey Kong. You just played, and I just got on a roll, and I just kept going. I kept going. I remember we were playing it. I was just on a roll playing that game for hours that day, and all of a sudden, the game got to the kill screen. And back then, I didn't know what a kill screen was. I doubt I could even ever do that again. It was just one of those days. You were just on a perfect roll. And I got the kill screen to that game. And we thought the game was broken. We actually went in there and complained to the people running it that, hey, this game is broken. And we reset it, and it turned out it was fine. It was kind of ironically funny that only a couple days later, this friend of mine had done the same thing. He actually got to the kill screen. And I remember that game, because that game I did horrible. I didn't even get past the third stage of the first round or whatever. I played horrible, but I just sat there and watched him play it, and he did the same thing. And it was just amazing, and neither one of us ever did it again. But it's just one of those memories that I have from playing that game. Now, my first game of all time for me, tied to memories, is actually, this is Double Dragon on the Master System, but it's actually Double Dragon 2. My best friend growing up, Justin, and me, in the town we lived in, there was a thing they called the Fun Fair, which is, you know, a carnival-like thing that every town has every summer. And they just called theirs the Fun Fair. And so a little carnival would come in, you know, it'd have the, you know, the Tool Whirl and, you know, all those normal little things they have there. And they had a little tent, and inside it was arcade machines. And in there was Double Dragon 2. Now, we had never seen Double Dragon 2 up to this point. And we loved Double Dragon, you know, on the NES. We loved Double Dragon, the arcade game. And so we both that day spent $5, 2 or 3 hours, I think it was, you know, or something like that. At least it seemed that way. Playing that game until we beat it. It was just such a moment of us just sitting there playing that game, you know, over and over again, putting our quarters across the machine so no one could take it because other people wanted to play it until we beat that game. It was just so memorable, you know, playing that game that day, you know, with your best friend, having fun, you know, getting to eventually, when you get to the end of that game, you know, you were just so, you know, happy because you didn't get to too many ends of too many arcade games back then. So it was a lot of fun. So guys, that is my top 3 arcade games. The contest for this, excuse me, trying to still get my voice back. The contest for this actually ends midnight today, the 24th, you know, on Sunday. But it's still a great tag to actually respond to because it's a lot of fun. So guys, that's it for this video. See you guys soon.